What Chinese songs did you like?
The Wong Fei Hong song.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to think about this. What's a song that strongly represents a core memory in your life? Where every time you hear it, you're back at that like
Corinne Bailey Ray.
Just like a star in the sky.
So there's a few more. That's such a good question.
That is a good question.
Where does that go in your head?
Say, can you sing it and then tell us the memory?
Dude, sing it.
Just like a star in the sky, huh?
Korean uncle version.
No, at least one line, just that line.
Well, you should ask me to say before I drink. So alcohol saps your fucking voice. So
Or alcohol gives you the
Courage?
Yeah.
But what does the melody even sound like?
it goes so just like a star across the sky, something
Yeah.
like just like an angel of the
Great song.
you have appeared in my life. Yeah.
Do you know it?
So
Sorting your
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Corinne Bailey Ray was
whole
during the
album's very
time.
nice.
It's specifically attached to my very first girlfriend. So
Oh.
that album. Yeah. Hey man, come here, man.
Are they the same age?
Oh, we drank too much.
Oh, the power of songs, bro.
What song is it?
So Corinne Bailey Ray, hot as shit. I had the biggest crush on her too, but she did her voice was so melodic,
Yeah.
right? It was very just
So solemn.
mesmerizing.
Yeah, dude.
And so that's specifically attached to my very first girlfriend because she also had a decent voice too, and she used to sing that all the time. So every time I listen to that album, I'm cheating on my wife.
Oh shit.
Oh, she's English.
Yes, her husband was a jazz.
Oh, she used to put your records on, girl.
Hey, pull your record on. Bada bing dong bing that song.
Yes.
Yes. A little pitchy.
Yeah. But
That one.
there's that, and
Yeah,
also
dude.
Kanye West. His first album, College Dropout,
Oh yeah.
is a huge part of my.
Just the album as a whole.
Yeah, you know what it is, man? Like, we're not gonna talk about Kanye West, the current man who has lost his mind. Right?
No, yeah, it's all good. We get it.
You got some good takes though.
We're talking about nostalgia. We're talking about history.
What are the takes that you like from Kanye?
JM stuff. I love when he says that stuff.
Okay, there it is. But, like, Kanye West, like, his first... What I really liked about Kanye West was, like, how... And this is, like, one of his biggest criticisms. People think that he's trying too hard, but he really does take the uncool and make it cool. Right? Mm-hmm. The polo shirts, the preppy fucking look. He has... That album really shifted hip-hop to another fucking dimension.
College Dropout?
100. Undeniable.
It took the gangster route.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I don't have to be a gangster to be a fucking lyricist, right? Because he had these fucking one-liners that stick with me to this day. I could recite lyric for lyric almost every fucking song on that album.
Such a good album, dude.
Yeah, dude. And like watching what he did during that time really made it cool to be kind of nerdy. It set up this whole thing, and then there was like the Lupe fiasco and the Pharrell thing with the skateboarding thing.
Yeah. Once kick push.
Kick and a push and a kick and a push.
And so like those albums, and there's probably a few other stuff, like a few Jay-Z albums that I really fuck with, but those two albums to me are the ones that hit the most. Yeah.
That's so
Any other specific songs that are attached to a specific memory?
Is You Got It Bad?
Woo!
So that was when I got kicked out of another school, and then I went to the military school, and then I think
I can see you just listening to this from being kicked out of school.
You got it.
I really do got it bad.
No, you know how I was telling you, like, I was like, man, sometimes like the people that hang out with me, they get sucked into my shit and they get fucked up. So the chick I was dating, really good student, was about to go to USC, like in the debate team, like 3.7 GPA, that kind of chick. She hangs out with me. Now she doesn't go home for like a week or two at a time. We're like fucking going across states selling E, and we're like 16. And then so like when I got kicked out of school and I went to that military school, I think she was like reassessing her normal life again, and she's like, oh wait, I was on this track, not waking up in random people's houses.
So she recognized.
I think she recognized it, and then so we only have payphones there, and you have to pay to call. So I would like, as soon as school was over, I would talk to her on the phone for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes or whatever. And one of those times, she broke up with me, and then so when I hung up, I was like, fuck.
And then you really had it bad.
I was like, I can't. I'm like, can you wait? I was like, can you wait till the weekend when I come see you.
Nah, man.
Broken heart time.
I'm selling E because of you.
So I got the that's when I had the album. And then you remember those Iowa fucking CD players? I had the fucking fuzzy things in my
Iowa,
ear.
yeah.
And I remember like laying in my bunk.
This was just in a military school with all these guys. Oh no. You got it. No. And at that age too, with the fucking CD player, after you're done, you gotta fucking restart the play button. While you're crying. And then you're like, wait, that's the best part. You hold down the fucking rewind a little bit and then you hit
When you say that you love him and you really don't.
Hey, stop shaking the bed. It's skipping.
Everything that used to matter, it don't matter no more. That's actually one of my favorite Usher songs. That's my go-to karaoke song.
Oh yeah?
Because it's the easiest Usher song you can sing.
Dude, that's so sad. And I can see why that would be a core memory.
And then I remember I told her, don't break up with me. Wait till the weekend. Obviously, I get in trouble that week, so I can't even go home that week. So I finally am able to go home like 3 weeks later. I meet up with her. And you know when like a chick like shuts the rapport down?
like you're invisible.
Like you go, hey babe, what's going on? And it's like, hey, what's going on? And they're just like, what the fuck? Like, did someone just, is this snowing in this motherfucker? Like, what the
I know how you feel, dude.
It's cold.
I will be like, are you sure you don't want a hug?
This is growth.
you
This is
sure?
growth, y'all. This is growth.
Are you
I like
sure?
this.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I told this story before, but this is just hella fucking embarrassing. This is how much of a loser I am. Maybe it's because I'm drunk. I'm gonna say it again. Yeah. Listen. Same shit, right? So my very first girlfriend, like we got into this huge fight. We're doing long distance. I was going to Riverside. She was going to Davis. And then we, I knew we weren't compatible. Like we were best friends, but as our relationship progressed, we just didn't fucking mesh. You know what I mean? So one day it was like 4 a.m. and we're just like arguing on the phone. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll be honest with you. We don't match. Like we're not a good couple. Yeah. We don't make sense. I don't understand why we're together. And she went dead silent. Ooh. Right? And I think that fucking either helped her realize that what I was saying was true, but nobody said it out loud. She hung up the phone. She ghosted me for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks before I was going back to Sacramento to see her. So same shit. You see them and the facial expression is different.
It's different.
Like they moved on or some shit.
No warmth, no
nothing. You cold-hearted bitch. Hey, let me show you this shit. I'm gonna reenact what I did. This is how much of a loser I was right here. So we're talking, right? I told this story before, but I'm gonna reenact it for you guys. Now, I want you to say that we're not gonna be together anymore, and I'll show you how I react to this.
We're not gonna be together no more.
What?
For reals? You got down on your knees?
I grabbed this bitch's ankles so hard, dog.
But you're the one that said that you're not compatible.
I know I regretted it, Joe.
You turned into the guy that goes, "You're the Prince of Zamunda."
Just like a star across my sky.
That's crazy. Outside her house?
This was at my house. And I was bawling my eyes out, dude. Dude, that was one of the best life experiences for me, though.
You just collapsed.
Yeah, I collapsed like a fucking pile of Jenga, dude. I just fucking collapsed over.
That's so sad.
Bro, that was one of the biggest life lessons for me because I realized I was such a fucking loser. And I didn't know it. I was like, oh, you're a fucking loser. Like, you're a fucking loser. And
She had no warmth to offer you in that moment.
Oh no, she was crying and her tears were hitting the back of my head. Hard too.
Heavy tears, bro.
She had some heavies. Oh my god, dog. That was probably one of the that's the lowest point of my life. You just brought that back up. I forgot about that shit.
That would be most people's lowest point.
Yeah, that was definitely
That's pretty low.
How old were you? You said?
I was 19 at the time.
To hit a clean grovel, like that is pretty rough.
Bro, it was bad, dude. I was grabbing this girl's ankles like shackles. You ain't going nowhere, bitch. Oh man, look. Shout outs to her though. Really, really.
Shout outs to her.
Shout outs to her. She was great, man. I miss her so much. She had a fat ass.
Funny.
Oh my.
We're not compatible.
We're not compatible. Oh,
You must have a ton of songs
Give me what emotion you want me to feel, or what story. You want sadness?
Because you have so many that are just like.
I just feel like there are different songs that have different memories.
Did
right?
you have an ATB phase?
Yeah, but here, I'll start with a loser moment as well, just to make sure that we're in the.
Please, I feel terrible right now.
I got you.
What's the track first? What is it?
Let me explain the situation. I can't get straight to loser, right? You remember the Walkman era, right?
Yeah.
So like having a Walkman was a big fucking deal, right? So obviously as a younger brother to my sister, I didn't get a Walkman. My sister had a Walkman. I just desperately wanted to also have it, but and if she was using it, right? And then one day she got to fucking, like get a different Walkman or some shit. So I finally got her old Walkman. I was, oh shit, I have a Walkman. I'm gonna bring this shit to elementary school, right? But the problem is like getting the Walkman is one thing, like having the right music on the cassette that you recorded from the radio is a whole different thing. So I didn't have any time for that shit, you know what I mean? I was walking to school. I just had my sister's cassette and her music.
Which was 3 songs?
Spice Girls or some shit?
I'll get back to it. So I'm going to school and I don't give a fuck what's on it. I'm just glad that I get to rep the visual sensation of me having a Walkman, right? I get to school, I'm like, I got a Walkman. All these other elementary school kids, like, it's like they accepted me. You know what I mean? And then
You got a Walkman?
But then the older kids, like 5th and 6th graders, I was maybe 3rd, 4th grade. I think 4th grade. Started punking me.
They're like, what are you listening to?
What are you listening to? I'm like, nothing.
Oh no!
And they grabbed it from me.
Oh no.
They fucking ripped it from me and they put that shit on.
Lamb chops, wasn't it?
It was fucking
Natasha Bedingfield.
I don't care what they say.
That was new. That wasn't around yet.
They're like, this is from the future.
It was
Was it Hanson?
No, it was not.
Fucking Hanson.
I feel like you guys are all mentioning stuff. It's like, man, it was worse for that era.
Really?
For me to be listening to the time, it was Like a Virgin by Madonna.
Oh my! Wait, why were you listening to that?
Cause that was the only song that she had on the cassette.
You got fucked. Oh.
Like a virgin.
It's a dope song.
No, it's a good song. Trust me.
Not at that age, at that era.
At that time, in that rep for myself, bro.
Like a virgin.
The dude listened to it, and I swear to God, like the way I imagine, I swear every kid on the block was there. You know what I mean? And he was like, "Is this like a version?" I swear, everyone's like, "Ah!"
If you were good at roasting, you would have been like, how the fuck would you know, bitch? Why are you listening?
Of course I wasn't good at roasting. But you know what I wasn't doing? I didn't fall to his fucking ankles and have his heavy tears drop on the back of my head.
Yeah, but at least people weren't there to see it, loser. God damn.
I was a loser.
We were both losers. Cheers. Oh my God, she had fucking handprints on her ankles.
So whenever you hear that song, does it transport you right back to that moment first?
For five milliseconds, I laugh real quick, and then I move on to like other shit.
Because imagine her being able to do the Michael Jackson lead because you're holding so tight. She's like, let go.
She's like, Dave, I always wanted to do this.
But I will say, on a way more positive and way less loser frame, another Usher song, just to relate to you, Usher, Yeah, was the first song that I ever did a solo to in high school for our lip sync.
And it made you popular.
It made me popular. No, not popular because that's too high. It just made me noticeable. Yeah, I existed for once in my life.
They're like, hey, he's the guy that did that at the talent show.
That's the core memory for me is along the lines of that, because there was this house remix song that a friend of mine gave me on a CD. It was Elton who gave me the CD. And at the time, like house CDs, you could only get them like word of mouth or just from hand-to-hand people, like because they weren't really like,
House as in like house music?
Yeah, like they didn't have Ministry of Sound stuff that you could buy readily available like until later. So this was like 2003, and I was a person that would attend the dance things that you ended up doing, like Vibe, Ultimate Brawl, Buster Groove. Like I was just a person in the audience for 3 years, and I didn't know anybody to even start doing it, but I would always sit there and just be so envious of like, damn man, like I wish I could just be on that stage.
But you didn't even dance? You just watched?
No, I just like started.
Wow.
And then so 2003 I went to these events. 2004 I went to the event. 2005 is when I finally got to perform. That was when I was in 6th Step, and they gave me a solo. And then it wasn't the song that I danced to at all, but then that's when people finally like noticed who I was. And on the way home, I put that house CD in, and there's a song called Night Lights by Samus Haji, and it's a Polyphonics remix. It's such a
Polyphonics. That's some old school.
How's it go? How's it go?
It was like the moment that I realized this is the identity that I want forever.
A dancer?
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Because I didn't know what I
That was Usher, yeah.
I didn't know what I was in the world until that moment, and I went, this is my rep, like from now on. And it was that moment that song played, and it was me and Eris and Hawk in the car, and we were driving back, and I was like, guys, this is us. This is us now.
That's fire.
Shit, that's fucking dope.
That is fire.
Please elaborate. What exactly do you mean by that? I can't picture it.
Ruined the moment.
Damn, that's fucking dope. Dude.
Scotland Yard.
Yeah, and it was, for some reason, like, I listened, they put that song on Spotify, like, recently, because it's such a weird song, but then it's on there, and I was like, and every time I listen to it, I'm, like, back at that, my like, youth comes back, and I'm like, dude, this is still me, and, like, it's so cool.
Can you stand the rain?
That's the craziest connection I have.
Missy Elliott?
That's the craziest connection I have to music. Is like, you know how they say smells tied with memory?
Yeah.
For me, like, some songs, I actually I stay away from some eras. Because it takes me so much into that world that it's so emotionally heavy that I just don't listen to it.
Wow. Like what?
Like
You get withdrawals? You're like
techno,
I need to eat.
like gangster rap,
You joke, but I think you're serious.
like fucking, yeah, like anything that reminds me.
Tell me what you gonna smoke.
I remember printing the lyrics out to 4 Seasons of Loneliness as a 5th grader and trying to remember it in class.
I long for
The warmth of days gone by.
Yo, so good, dude. Oh, man.
any Boyz II Men song is specifically tied to the first time I got dumped. Any Brian McKnight song was specifically.
Boyz II Men was always there.
Brian McKnight, do I ever cross your mind?
Oh, yeah.
Anytime. Because that one's really like you're a little bitch and you're wondering if she thinks about you.
Dude, that second verse hits me so fucking hard, dude. Still have your picture in the frame. I'm like, ooh,
Throw it away already.
ooh. Oh, that shit gets me, dude.
And you gotta play it back again because you gotta cry again.
Steps down the halls.
And it's like all the first, like, heartbreaks ever.
I swear I hear your voice driving me insane. How fucking fire are those lyrics, dude?
Somebody took time.
Someone sounds it.
What Chinese songs did you like?
The Wong Fei Hong song.
Low key though, that song was like iconic for me at the time. But like
Anything with a gong.
Shen Yun, anything like that. No, but any music. My dad was like super into music. He had really good taste in music, and so did my sisters. So I was like heavily influenced by like their music. I remember anytime my dad would drive, fucking Sade would always play, and Smooth Operator would go. Smooth Operator. I'd be like, Dad, I don't want to listen to this. Like I would just hate it as a kid, but as I got older, it's just so reminiscent of like the fucking Ford Windstar that we used to drive in. You know what I mean? It'd be like late nights. My dad always playing Sade. And then, like a lot of music reminds me of like my family. Like, my dad would always play Carlos Santana. Like that was his fucking. He'd be jamming a Carlos Santana.
Sing one Carlos Santana song right now.
Fucking, he would always play Oye Como Va. Like you'd always be playing all that shit, just like all kinds of shit, right? He would like the fucking. He'd always play Rob Thomas and Kids Carlos. I'm like, what is this? And Bee Gees always reminds me of my mom. Like I remember my mom would always play "How Deep Is Your Love," and she'd always
a
be
great
like,
song.
it always reminded me of how
She didn't love you.
no, yeah, but like how it was her and her mom's song, and when my grandmother passed away, she'd always play that song.
Aw, Margaret.
She'd always think about that, and
Dude, your grandma's cool.
yeah, like they was always remind me of that.
Not my grandpa. Fucking whack.
What was another one? Fucking my mom would always play Luther Vandross in the house. Always
They got
playing
it on
Luther.
then.
Bro, I'm telling you, like they be fucking.
The type of
They
music
never
they're
touch that.
listening to, they're fucking.
You know what my grandpa would listen to? Fucking Korean wailing music. Like Korean old folk music is all about pain and destruction, so it's just them. And I would wake up in the middle of the night, just like, Grandpa, shut the fuck up, man. Nobody's sleeping in the house.
I will say I'm thankful to my mom for introducing me to the Beatles via karaoke. So it wasn't the actual Beatles. Yeah. So I knew a lot of the Beatles songs.
MIDI versions?
No, dude, I knew a lot of the Beatles songs and lyrics and didn't know it was the Beatles as a kid for years. Because it's just a karaoke VHS. And that's
With the Casio sound.
Hey, how funny if his grandma would always play How Deep Is Your Love, but it's the one that goes, How Deep Is Your Love for me? The Drew Hill version?
It's not called Beatles, it's called Beato. Beato.
What about yours, Bart? Was it just the raving songs?
Other than You Got It Back.
They all depend.
Oh yeah, other than You Got It Back.
So the,
Robert Miles' Children.
yeah, so all that there's a whole trance phase. There's a whole trance phase for sure. There's another one. No Doubt. Gwen's, No Doubt. Sunday Morning. So that song came out when I was in junior high, and in junior high, I spent my summers on the swim team, and so we would swim all the time. And after swim practice, our coach would take us to the beach to go like boogie boarding or body surfing or whatever. And I remember he had like a pretty cool Volkswagen, not a Bug, but like this classic car that seat pretty much like 6 people. It's like a bench seat in the front, so 3 in the front.
It was the van. That was the van then.
No, it was a sedan. And I remember that like all the kids would try to pack into his car, because this is back in the day where like I guess safety wasn't that big of an issue. And I think seatbelts were optional at the time.
It was never optional, but we'll continue.
Really? Okay.
But they had videos on that about you specifically not doing that or you would die. It was called Red Asphalt. But continue.
And the dummies, but continue.
But the chick that was half white, half Asian, that I had a crush on, was sitting next to me. Like I always wanted to sit next to her in our car ride to the beach. And then I was like, fuck, it never happens. It's never in this arrangement. Sometimes we would talk when we're in swim practice. And then like sometimes like I don't even know if she knows my name. And then I remember being in the car with her, windows down, going to Huntington Beach. This song comes on. All of us know the lyrics, so we're all just singing along to it. And like I remember getting all these goosebumps because we're like literally like this. So just that puppy love feeling is attached to
full boners, dude. That's the Corinne Bailey Ray thing.
The Sunday morning song too. Dang.
I'm gonna listen to every song that was mentioned here on the way home.
Yeah, Corinne Bailey Ray especially.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it out.
That whole album with that
whole album, dude.
Mine's a Sila Kisa by a
This needs a part 2.
This does need a part 2, dude.
With Gio in it, she'll probably name every freaking song on
I
earth.
know, stupid roller.
John B. Anything with John B, bro.
Nobody knows it but me.
bro.